So in an earlier session, we looked at birth plans and how beneficial they were for helping you prepare for labour and birth. We also looked at an acronym called B.R.A.I.N and how important that was in helping you really dig down into the details about the different choices that you'll have. So as an example, you've gone to your antenatal clinic and you've had a scan. You're maybe 38 weeks pregnant and it was felt that your baby might be a little bit small. So you have your scan and then you're seen by your consultant obstetrician and they recommend that you have an induction. Now, you could just accept that, they know best, so we're going to have an induction. But what you can do is you can use this B.R.A.I.N acronym. If we start off with B, that's looking at the benefits. So you're saying to the consultant, so for me and for my baby, what would be the benefits of having this induction? And they would explain to you what those benefits are. And then R, Karen.
Yeah, that is for risk. So it would be, what are the risks of me having an induction with my baby at 38 weeks? Is it your first baby or your second baby? You might want to take all of these things into consideration and weigh up the risk of having an induction. And the next one is alternatives.
And I think for the discussion that you're going to have with your obstetrician, and this is carrying on throughout this discussion, is, what are the alternatives to an induction? And sometimes it's just opening up that dialogue with them and asking that obstetrician just to maybe think a little bit more laterally about other options that we could look at. And I think unless you sometimes push back a little bit and just ask for that information, it's not always forthcoming. And this is why this is such a good tool.
And I is for intuition. You must never dismiss your intuition. It is so important to listen to your body. You know your body and your baby the best. What's your body telling you? What's your head telling you?
And then N, lastly, is for what would happen if I just did nothing? And that's another question that you could say to the obstetrician or the midwife that's having that discussion with you. What would happen if I just didn't have an induction at this point? And they'll be able to give you statistics, risks, and then you make that decision. So as much as a lot of information is given to you in a very clinical way, never be under the illusion that you do not get that final choice in what happens to you and what happens to your baby. So use that acronym, work through it, and use it to ask the questions, to get that information, and then help you make that decision.